Yesterday, we brought you the news of this unbelievable poster. Let's go ahead and put it up. That Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York, of course, is selling, sort of mission accomplished, lauding of his incredible response to coronavirus in New York. New York, of course, being the state the hardest hit with over 30,000 deaths. The place that was the worst epicenter of this crisis at a time in the entire world, in part because of his own decision making. And the more that you look at this poster, by the way, the worse that it actually becomes.
So terrible.
Yeah.
No, it was amazing. And so we caught this. So Jake Tapper and Sanjay Gupta reacted to this. And finally, one of the only intellectually honest things that's happened on CNN in quite a long time, given that they allow Chris Cuomo to interview his own brother, the governor, and not press him on a single thing and joke around about the size of his nose, when now this is what real, actual, honest coverage of Governor Cuomo looks like. Let's take a listen.
New York's Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo seems to be on something of a victory tour, congratulating the state and himself for defeating the virus, even selling this poster, which shows his state getting over the mountain by bringing down the curve during the 111 days of hell, as the governor put it. The poster includes references to his daughters and a boyfriend, little inside jokes. There are no illustrations, however, of the more than 32,000 dead New Yorkers, the highest death toll by far of any state. No rendering on that poster of criticism that Governor Cuomo ignored warnings, no depiction of the study that he could have saved thousands of lives had he and Mayor de Blasio acted sooner. No painting there on the poster of his since rescinded order that nursing homes take all infected patients in. Here's what Governor Cuomo had to say yesterday.
What we went through and what we did was historic, because we did tame the beast. We did turn the corner. We did plateau that mountain. And then we came down the other side. And they will be talking about what we did for decades to come.
Wow. I mean, didn't mince words. Worst in the country. They're right. Most amount of deaths. Victory lap. Revisionist history. That's what it is. This is absolute revisionist history. And frankly, that's the only mainstream segment you're ever going to see on it.
Yeah.
Going to see anything on MSNBC? Nope.
Not
Can't
at
say a
all.
word about the God King himself.
Something tells me Chris Cuomo didn't cover it in quite the same way. I'm sure he didn't say a word about it. And Andrew Cuomo there, giving himself a pat on the back. Oh, they're going to talk about us throughout history. It really is disgusting. And it really continues to remind me of the mission accomplished banner. I mean, even putting aside how horrendous your response was and the many thousands of lives that were lost, including, as we've covered extensively here, in nursing homes, thanks in part to your terrible decision-making and corrupt decision-making, I might add, as it appears to have been influenced by the hospital lobbying industry. But this is not over. What are you doing taking victory laps? Have a sense of decency around the lives that were lost, some solemnity around the lives that were lost, and some humility about the road to come. If you're on here saying, we got this covered and they're going to cover in the history books just how amazing I was, that sort of, of blindness to what is still unfolding before us is just a disaster in the making.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I have no other words for it. And again, we're still in the middle of this thing. If we could actually learn from the reality of what happened with New York State and Governor Cuomo, not to pass too much blame, some blame, but not, look, we can't be excoriating each other and just playing this stupid partisan stuff. We need to actually figure out what worked, what didn't.
Right.
Take some responsibility. Let's publish a lessons learned thing. Let's make sure that it becomes whatever the best things that New York State did, let's do it all over the country. And whatever the worst things did, let's not do any of it ever again. But let's acknowledge what the worst things were.
Right.
New York State and Governor Cuomo are not the model for this country. It's probably, Ohio or something like that? Some state which has received zero attention, which has not a large outbreak, which are not media stars. Those are the people that should be venerated right now and the actual heroes of what happened here.
Yeah, Washington State appears to have done a very good job in all of this. We should be talking a lot more about them. And this is part of why, look, I agree. I don't want people to feel like we're just going after Cuomo for the sake of going after Cuomo. Part of why we talk about this state so much is, number one, because it was the epicenter, and so there is a lot to learn there. But also because there's been such a vast gulf between the reality of the response and the media portrayal of the response there. And so was nice to see, and I give Gupta and Tapper a lot of credit there for actually allowing some reality to penetrate.
Thank you to them.
Tomorrow on Rising, retired Air Force Colonel Mo Davis is going to discuss his campaign in North Carolina against Madison Cawthorn. So we had Madison on. Now we're having his opponent on. In front of the show, Irami Osei Frimpong is going to join us to discuss school reopenings. That is always interesting.
Let's see if he's going to talk the entire time and make Something makes me think so. All right, please like and share this video. It really does help others find us. And of course, also subscribe so you never miss a video. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Have a great day, everyone. We normally save Irami for the